I get asked this question a lot, that how can I manifest faster? How can I increase my attraction power? I want it now. Can you relate to that? Like, I want it now. I would love to have that. Like, I am so ready for that. So the question is, how do we increase our attraction power? How do we collapse time? How, when we use this word like being a money magnet, like how do we 100x that magnet? So before I answer that question, and in order to really answer that, we need to look at two things which are super important. One is that you are attracting all the time. So it's not that you're not attracting anything right now, you're attracting all the time, right? So yes, you can increase your attraction power, yes, but it doesn't mean you're not attracting anything and you would like to attract. You are attracting all the time. Law of attraction is working all the time. Which comes to the second point. What are you attracting? Because if we get that right, you will attract what you desire, and then we can put more power on it, which I'm going to share with you how to increase your power. But let's first attract what you really want, not what you don't want, not more of the same. Okay, so when we talk about attraction, what we want to understand is the greatest example to understand this is like you are a computer, okay? And like a computer or a phone, you have different codes. So like when somebody programs a computer, right, or a phone, they have specific codes. Like if you do this according to the coding, according to the program, this will happen. If you do this, this will happen. So they have specific codes, and it works according to that function. Whenever you press any button, you get a specific result, and that is all coded in the computer on the phone. Similarly, you are also coded. You are literally coded. So what it means is when I say you're coded, that you have specific codes of attraction. So when it comes to your relationship, you are coded to attract certain kind of relationship, certain kind of experience. And you can, like I've seen so many examples and work with so many people who are like, oh, my partner is not good. And they have to get rid of that partner because it's a pain. It's like their life is miserable. And then when they try to go to manifest somebody else, they attract the same person, like same person in a different body, like the same experience again, and they keep attracting that. So until we don't change the code, we will keep attracting the same thing. You have a code for your weight. There is a specific number that you're supposed to carry on your body when it comes to your weight. And anytime you start like releasing weight, you start to like going on walks, going for diets, going to gym, all of a sudden your behavior change, your pattern change, and you start to attract the same number again, right? So this is the problem with your code. You start to attract the same thing over and over again until you change the magnet, until you change the your attraction point. You're gonna start to attract the same thing over and over and over again. Now the question is, let's change the code so that you can have a different experience. Because if you don't change the code, you can net outperform it. So you will keep fighting the same code over and over again. How do we change the code? We change the code by asking ourselves, what am I conscious of being? Like if I can be super honest with myself and say, how do I really see myself? Who am I? So what do I really think of me when it comes to relationships? What do I really think of me when it comes to money? What do I really think of me when it comes to attracting the clients that I want? What do I really think of me when it comes to different experiences of money? Do I believe, like if I be super honest, that money is easy to earn? When I ask myself this question, what is the first answer that I get? Right? So we start to really uncover what is your code right now. And once you uncover the code, then let's not try to find the most common mistake that everybody else do, which is finding the affirmation that works. Like, okay, tell me the affirmation to change my code, because just affirmation cannot change your code. Your code is now in your body, like you are vibrating at that code all the time. You're attracting from that place. So this is not even a mindset issue. It's an identity issue. It's a who you are issue, right? So it's gone way past the mind. So when you're trying to use the conscious mind to change the code, it's not going to work. That's why despite affirming, it seems like our manifestation don't show up. If all affirmations would work everybody would be a billionaire, skinny and in a greatest relationship. So what is it? What if we can do all of that anyway when we learn this, when we understand this step, like these process to really change the code? Okay, so in order to change the code, first we need to understand it was created mainly when we were little, or through our failures or triumphs, our life experiences. We start to see things in ourselves in a certain way based on what experiences we had in the past. A lot of those codes were implanted when we were little in our childhood because we didn't have reasoning at that time. So when we were little and we heard tough conversations about money or how money is hard to earn, we didn't know that that's not true. We just took it in. We didn't even know what money was, but we took all those beliefs because our subconscious was wide open to those ideas. We were like a blank canvas. So what we want to do is we want to understand first, whatever code you're changing, what is it right now? You cannot change a code until you know your current code. So in order to know your current code, okay, you need to understand what is it. So what is your code about money? What do you really feel about money? What do you really believe about money? When you think of your bank account, what kind of sensations you have in your body? Like, do you feel a pit in your stomach? Like you're like, ah, do you start to feel when you have feeling in your stomach, you're not trusting yourself, right? Or you don't trust and you don't, like, you're not fully connected with yourself. So is it a pit in your sacral? Is it something in your heart? And I have a beautiful, like, 5 tools in my program, Wealth Fountain, where we go through every part of uncovering your code. Like we do it at a body level, we do it at a conscious mind level, we do it at a subconscious, and we do it at all parts, like really uncovering what your current code is. And then what we do is once we uncover what your current code is, we ask ourselves rationally and logically how it was created. Who created that code? How that code, like, where does it come from? Does it make sense? According to who? So we rationally change that code. And the next thing that we do with that code is we start to change the code, and we start to emotionally connect with the new code. Okay? But you cannot just use a new code until you really rationalize the old code and say, this doesn't make sense. And once you start to connect with that, bring feeling, and really activate that code in your visualization or your imagination, then what you want to do is you want to start acting in alignment with that code. But don't act in alignment straight away. First, really connect with it. Let your mind rewire itself. As you feel something, you're rewiring your mind. Anytime you feel something, you're rewiring. So let your mind rewire. And then as you start to have those internal shift, as your mind rewires, you will naturally start to act different. You'll naturally start to have the desire of doing things differently, of showing up differently, of increasing your prices, you will start attracting different people, your tone will change, your vibration will change. So as you start to embody that code, and this is the most important piece, if you are just seeing it, that you are visualizing but you're not acting in alignment, that means you are still acting in alignment with the idea that money is hard to earn. You're still having those experiences. That means you haven't done the mental work properly, the inner work properly, right? So the first step is to uncover what your current code is. What is your belief and identity? The second step is what is the new code and how you can connect with it more. And the third step is acting in alignment, being that. If you don't be it, if you're not acting in alignment, if your actions are not reflecting that, then that code hasn't been embodied.